In the horizon, I saw these spies in disguise. Desolate cries, but didn't get their replies. Walking these paths with various tricks and gadgets. Cloak and dagger, the secrets in the black cabinet. Like magic in the night, we disappear in the mist. Then come back with a single kiss of deadly silence. Silence through the winds.
Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. This is going to be another sample shopping episode. We have 4 fragrances to take a look at today that are available on decantshop.com. And you can use my coupon code MAX12 and save 12% off your entire order at decantshop.com. Basically, it's the best place online to get samples and decants of niche fragrances, designer fragrances, discontinued fragrances, original formulations of fragrances, reformulations of fragrances, best customer service, cheapest prices, and you're going to get your goods really fast. You can also trade in or sell your unused fragrances for store credit and purchase decanting supplies on the website as well. Remember, www.decantshop.com, coupon code MAX12 at checkout. So we're going to start this week off with another fragrance from the Comme de Garcons Incense series. This one is called Kyoto. Now, we looked at Avignon a few weeks back, and I really enjoyed that one, of course, done by the great Bertrand Duchaufour. That one was sort of the scent that represented Catholicism, and this one is about Buddhism with the name Kyoto, of course. It was released in 2003. This one was also done by Duchaufour, and it cost $95 for 50 ml. You could get these at Dover Street Market, Aged de Venustis, Barney's, and notes on Kyoto are incense, cypress, cypress oil, coffee, teakwood, vetiver, patchouli, amber, everlasting flower, and cedar. And guys, I'm not a huge fan of incense scents. Or fragrances that highlight incense. I really like it as part of a fragrance, but I feel like I only need a few incense fragrances that are really incense fragrances. And the ones that I have that I really enjoy are Incense by Smell Ben, which is sort of a vanilla woody incense, and Copal Azure by Aged de Venustis, which is sort of a beachy ozonic incense. And I'll tell you what, I need this one in my collection. This one is just fucking fantastic, and not at all like any intense incense scent that I have ever smelled. The cypress is so pronounced here. It almost has a bit of an eau de Bao vibe. So sort of think of an eau de Bao vibe with eau de Bao scent with the incense really, really dialed up. There's for me a prominent cardamom note in this one, even though it's not in the note breakdown. I definitely get the coffee. Maybe it's coriander what I'm getting. But this one is great, and at under $100, you're really sleeping if you're looking for an incense scent and don't seriously consider one at this price point. It's just that good, honestly. Next up, we're going to take a look at one from the House of Eldo, Etat Libre d'Orange. This one is called Bendelerious. Now, this one came out in 2008, and I'm becoming a fan of this house. I smelled Fat Electrician a couple months ago, and that one blew me away. Really good vetiver scent. This one was done by Antoine Lee, and you can get a 50 ml of this one for $85. And the notes on this one are grapefruit essence, champagne accord, cherry lollipop accord, violet leaves absolute, orris absolute, orris butter, leather accord, vetiver accord, musk, and tonka bean absolute. And this one's interesting. You know, you're going to get cherry. You're going to get something fizzy that wants to resemble champagne. It's really light and effervescent. It's a nice scent. Is it something that I feel like I need in my collection? It's not, but it's definitely not something that I've smelled before. And that's one of the neat things about Etat Libre d'Orange. Even if I don't love what they do, I always respect the vision. And I love that they keep me guessing with all sorts of different scents. This is a house that, as I said, shot just way up for me recently. Still not sure of how many I need to actually own from this house, but I want to get my nose on everything that they do, and this is the reason why. This is really different and out there. Maybe a little bit too sweet and feminine for me. Next up, Not much to say, kiddies, on this one. This one is Dior Parfum. A lot of guys have been asking about Decant Shop stocking this one, stocking it, and it is there. It was released late last year and has 3 notes: iris, sandalwood, and leather. This one was created by the in-house nose at Dior, Francois Dimache, and it is now available on Beauty Counter. 75 ml is $150. So really blurring the price line between their Privé line and their regular releases. Is it worth it? It is. I really like this one. You know, the initial Comme reaction was very positive for this one. And then Fragrance Bros made a video sort of talking this fragrance down. They caught a lot of flack for it, which I don't understand. But they said that it was really not up to par with some of the more popular releases in the Dior Homme lineup, and that definitely gave me pause. You know, I respect Dave's opinion enough to not just blow $150 on a bottle, but I disagree with him on this one pretty heavily. I think this one is great. Very much familiar, but different, and I can pick out the 3 notes. I get the sandalwood, I get the leather, I get the iris, and to me, it's sort of like how a chef will deconstruct a dish that is familiar but very different. Like Wiley Dufresne, who used to own a restaurant called WD51, which closed in Manhattan. He did this thing where he did a deconstructed pastrami sandwich. So like he gave you this really high-end brioche bread, and then next to that was like this, I think it was duck pastrami or salmon pastrami, and then some really sort of dehydrated grain mustard. So it was very familiar to eat that, but it was different. It was taken apart and presented differently. And that's sort of how I look at Dior Homme Parfum. It's what makes Dior Homme what it is, but it's different, this one. But I think that Dior has done a very good job with their Eau de Parfum series. I think Eau Sauvage is the best by a mile, the Eau Sauvage Parfum. I think this one is great. I think Fahrenheit was a bit of a letdown. So yes, Dior Homme is very good. Dior Homme Parfum is very good, and Dior Homme Parfum will be finding itself in my collection not too far down the road. It's a big hit with me. And then finally this week, we're going to look at a fragrance called Hard Leather from LM Parfum. Now, we looked at 2 fragrances from them in the last haul, Patchouli Bohème and Black Oud, and I like both of them, but for me, neither were bottle worthy. This one came out in 2014 and has notes of leather and rum at the top, iris and honey in the middle, sandalwood, cedar, oud, labdanum, vanilla, and styrax in the base. Guys, this one is not cheap. 100 ml of Extrait de Parfum here retails for $345, and I think the only place it's available at, probably could be wrong about this, but I think maybe, I know it's at Oswald, but it might also be available on the LM website. And Adriana, you know, she sent me this one. She didn't love it. She said that it was a little barnyard for her, to put it kindly. I don't get that, really. I mean, I don't think it's great. I don't think it's as barnyard to me as like Leather Oud by Dior or some of the Xerjoff Oud stars. But what my thing is with just that, for $345, it is a little bit of a barnyard oud with some leather and some spice, and I just don't understand who in their right mind would pay $345 for this. I mean, for $345, you can start to look at Roja Dove stuff. You could get stuff by 777 Stefan Humbert Lucas. You could get Xerjoff. To me, this one, it's not really offensive, but this is not a $350 fragrance for me. It's just not that. So if I were gonna rank these, wow. So the top 2 are tough. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'd go Kyoto 1 just because there's nothing else I've ever smelled like it. I'd go Dior Homme Parfum 2. It actually works out perfectly. I don't have to move anything. I'd go Bendelerious 3 and Hard Leather number 4. So next week, 4 more fragrances, guys. 1 from the house of Micallef, M. Micallef. 1 from the house of Dolce & Gabbana. 1 from the house of Perfumes by Terry, which is a great indie perfumer. Terry Bozo out in California, and then 1 from the house of Michael Kors. So 3 more videos from this haul and sample shopping, and I got some great surprises for you guys over the next 3 episodes. We got some vintage Creed stuff to look at. We've got something else from the Chanel exclusive collection. We got a lot of good stuff, a couple discontinued scents, so you guys are going to be in for a treat over the next couple of weeks. So now again, you know, I always say this, the only reason we can do this, I can do this, is because you guys use that coupon code. So keep doing it. Get those samples. There's not a better way to test fragrances out than get decants and decide if they're full bottle worthy. You can imagine how much money this process and this show has saved me. So definitely do it. And do it at decantshop.com and use that coupon code MAX12. I'll see you guys again this weekend for more videos. And of course, next week, another episode of Sample Shopping. I am Maximilian.
In this life of craziness, I have desires to dream. I walk 1,000 realms, busted rhymes as I step. My aura gets open as the night starts to step. But in the day, I see the whole world.